right now at 4.
And all I could see was my colleagues and I running for our lives down the staircase.
It's been 23 years since America was changed forever. A look at how local communities are remembering 9/11. Plus, Governor Dan McKee is in D.C. What he wants from White House officials. And Tripoli has made its way to Rhode Island. What you need to know. ABC 6 News First at 4 starts right now.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News First at 4.
Our top story at 4 o'clock. Rhode Island officials recording the first human case of Tripoli in the state since 2019. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Caitlin Gelhaus. ABC 6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros joining us here in the newsroom with more. Ryan, what can you tell us?
Caitlin, the Department of Health announcing today that a person in their 70s from Providence County has Triple E. The case is just the 11th of its kind since 1983, according to the department. Officials adding there are also 2 reported cases of West Nile virus in the state. One previously announced in Providence County and a new report in Newport County. The Department of Health reminding residents of the following precautions to avoid mosquito-borne illnesses. Put screens on windows and doors, consider rescheduling outdoor activities during the evening or early morning, wear long-sleeve shirts and pants at dusk and dawn, and use EPA-approved bug spray. Officials also urging the public to monitor any standing water around their homes, such as unused swimming pools and unclean gutters, which can serve as mosquito breeding grounds if not properly treated. In the newsroom, I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Ryan. And new at 4 o'clock, Fall River police say a teenager was arrested after being caught with a gun outside of a school. Officers working at Resiliency Prep spotted a group of teens hanging in the area and knew that one of them was not a student. Police say when officers went over to talk to them, a 17-year-old started acting suspiciously. Police searching that teen, and they say they found a loaded handgun. That's when that teen is accused of trying to take off. They're now facing several weapons charges. Remembering 9/11, 23 years later, communities across our area coming together today to honor the thousands of people who lost their lives in the terrorist attack on September 11th. ABC 6 News reporter Josh Kerman has the story.
Dozens gathering in North Scituate Wednesday morning to remember the 2,977 people killed and thousands injured on September 11th, and the lives lost in the war on terror that followed.
That uncertainty, the fear, the panic, our outrage, and grief that swept across our nation. But as I stand here today, I'm reminded of the inspiring bravery and heroism that we witnessed in the days after and the years after.
Among the nearly 3,000 people who died that day, there were 9 Rhode Islanders among them. Patrick Nassaney, the father of Sean Nassaney, says Sean and his girlfriend Lynn Goodchild were on the first leg of a vacation to Hawaii.
A little bit. That's difficult. They both graduated from Bryant University. They both were working towards their MBA at Providence College. And they were life of the party, fun-loving people, but very, very family-oriented.
After more than 2 decades, Nassaney says the remembrances have changed, but the day will always be important.
Ceremonies such as this continue to bring to mind what 9/11 represents. Somebody once said that eventually 9/11 will be like December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. And it's a tragedy, but nonetheless, people say life goes on.
Nassaney says the rest of the day is spent going through photos with the other families and remembering those who were lost. In North Scituate, Josh Kerman, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Josh. Meantime, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump face-to-face again in New York, gathering for a 9/11 anniversary event. The two shaking hands, making a public appearance alongside President Joe Biden. It comes after the two nominees met last night for the first time on the debate stage, the historic debate moderated by ABC anchors Lindsay Davis and David Muir.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
And new polls show the race for the White House remains tight with no clear leader. Now to our continuing coverage of the commuter crisis on the Washington Bridge. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee is in D.C. today hoping to get more funding for the Washington Bridge. Governor McKee is set to meet with top officials in the White House to advocate for more funding for a new Washington Bridge. The governor's office says Rhode Island applied for a $200 million mega grant that will be awarded in the next few months. Demolition work on the Washington Bridge is underway. It's expected to last through January. Hey, in other news at 4, cooler morning means fall is almost here. Gloria is sharing this video from Coventry. She says she can already feel a change in the weather. And on the other side of your screen, a live look over the capital city. And we're going to send things over to meteorologist Christina Shalhoub, who's here to give us our first forecast at 4 o'clock. Christina, are you loving these fall temps as much as I am? Well, right now it's warm, right?
You know, it's been so wonderful. I mean, look, not for nothing. I'm just going to say it. It's pumpkin spice season. I think we've made it. I think we've gotten here. Thank you, Caitlin. You get me. I'm sure some of you do too. And for those of you who are going to send me hate mail for my love for the fall, well, I don't really know what to tell you. We have just gotten to that point in the calendar. But unfortunately, when we talk about calendar dates, we're also at the day after the peak of hurricane season, and the tropics are showing just that. Satellite and radar right now showing you Hurricane Francine. Landfall is incredibly close, measuring this from the center of the eye to shoreline. So you can see about 42 miles between the center of the eye of this Category 1 hurricane and the shoreline here of Louisiana. This this storm, I should say, looking to make landfall not too far from Morgan City. We're going to keep a really close eye on this storm. Now, the good news is it's not going to impact us here in southern New England. This storm's actually going to fizzle out over the Mid-South, or at least that's what it looks like right now. But if you have any friends and family along the Louisiana coast, or if even Mississippi, for example, folks in Biloxi, make sure that they are heeding any and all local advisories, not just during but after the storm. As for what's happening here, life's pretty good. Satellite and radar, very boring. We love to see that. Current temperatures in the 70s. It's 74 in Providence, 78 in Taunton, 74 in New Bedford, and even 69 right now in Newport. A little cooler out by the coast. It's also nice and dry, which has been lovely for those of you who've liked that fall feel, like yours truly. We have temperatures, or dew point temperatures, I should say, in the 40s. Again, beautiful sunshine here, but I do want to mention the sunshine might appear a bit hazy as we go through these next couple of days. I'm not just tracking the tropics in your full forecast, but I'm also tracking some wildfire smoke. All that's coming up in just a few.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Life is good. I love that. Some positivity. Happening right now, members of the Stop Torture Rhode Island Coalition are holding a car rally at the ACI. According to a spokesperson for the group, the Department of Corrections is cutting inmates out of cell hours. We did reach out to the Department of Corrections for a statement and have yet not heard back. Now to an ABC 6 News follow-up at 4 o'clock. Services have been announced for the 7-year-old girl who was killed in Providence. Nael died on September 2nd after she was shot in the back seat of a car with her family. 2 men were charged with murder in connection to her death. Her obituary reads in part, Nael brought a tremendous amount of love, joy, and happiness to the family who was devastated by her premature passing, but are rejoicing she departed to heaven to be with our beloved Lord. A Providence man has been sentenced to life in prison for a 2021 murder. 23-year-old Jacqueline Rodriguez shot and killed Leonardo Taveras in Pawtucket back in May of 2021. Rodriguez previously pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder. Now to national news at 4 o'clock. The mother of the teenager accused of killing 4 people last week at Appalachia High School in Georgia apologized to the victims' families in an open letter. It comes a week after the shooting left 2 teachers and 2 students dead. 7 others were hurt. In the open letter, Marcy Gray says she would never forgive herself for what happened and that her son is not a monster. Gray reportedly called the school before the shooting to warn officials after she received a concerning text from him. Now to some other local stories we're following for you on this Wednesday afternoon. A Connecticut man was arrested by Rhode Island State Police after a hit and run on 95 yesterday. Now, according to Connecticut troopers, a driver using a closed lane in Stonington hit a construction worker around 6:30, causing minor injuries. Officers managed to catch up to the suspect's truck, and 46-year-old Julio Massincella was arrested in Rhode Island. He's now facing a DUI charge, while investigators have applied to have him return to Connecticut. And still to come on ABC 6 News First at 4. A judge in New Hampshire rules in favor of a transgender athlete being allowed on the field despite a state law banning that from happening. Why the judge says she made that call. Plus, more universities in New England out with their latest diversity statistics. A look at what Harvard is reporting after its first year Black student population. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.
Injured? It's good to know. Mike Bottaro. Did you know that 93% of car crash victims who hired a lawyer said they would do it again? They'll all tell you. Getting a lawyer is smart. Call 777-7777.
You need someone honest. Someone who will work for you. Someone you can trust to be there and answer the phone. You can count on Ace. We answer the phone. Full service flooring, free estimates, fast turnarounds, all at the highest quality. We want you to love your floors. When it's time to make the choice, count on Ace. We answer the phone.
My name is Troy from Ace Wood Flooring, and I approve this message.
GNC Plumbing specializes in superior plumbing services, providing expert technicians, unparalleled customer care, and transparent pricing, and a 2-year service warranty. Proud to provide quality services to the community we call home. Call GNC Plumbing today.
For Rhode Island Lottery's 50th birthday, we have a gift for you. Play Lucky for Life in September for the chance to win $50 on the spot. Up to $74,000 in prizes will be awarded.
Now that's a good play.
Play Lucky for Life. Details at rilot.com.
Save big on furniture packed with innovative features during the final weekend of Raymore and Flanigan's Fall Sale. Unwind in luxury with up to $1,000 off sectionals and sofas with power recliner and headrest. And get up to $250 off recliners with power lift and heating options. Plus, save on items with amazing features like heated massage seats, cooling technology, USB charging, and more. This is the final weekend for huge savings on pieces that blend comfort and technology at Raymore and Flanigan.
After an accident, the insurance company may be watching you and even spy on your social media. But at Bottaro Injury Lawyers, we know what the insurance company is capable of, and we're here to look out for you. Call 777-7777.
Happening tomorrow. Thursday marks the 71st wedding anniversary between John F. Kennedy and Jackie Kennedy, then Jackie Bouvier, married in Newport, and the church where the two tied the knot is celebrating the anniversary.
The Kennedy legacy, it's our version, if you will, of royalty. Europe has royalty, we have the Kennedy family.
Thursday will mark the 71st wedding anniversary of John F. Kennedy and Jackie Bouvier, tying the knot at St. Mary's Church in Newport in 1953.
By being the pastor here at the church, I've come to have a great appreciation for John and Jacqueline's legacy and the layers and what he means not only to the Newport community, but really around the world. As a Catholic, as an Irish immigrant.
St. Mary's Church hosting a Return of the Camelot event, a blast to the past where people can feel like they were in attendance for JFK and Jackie's wedding.
It would be a wonderful way to commemorate this wedding if we had a presentation about Jackie, her childhood home here in Newport, and her romance with the then Senator John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
The event, open to the public at 2 and 6 o'clock on Thursday, will show some black and white footage from their wedding with live organ music to recreate the iconic day.
This is the oldest parish church in Rhode Island, pew number 10. And the reason I'm pointing this out is this is where the Kennedys came to worship. They reserved pew 10 along with their entourage and the Secret Service, what have you.
Tourists stopping by the church to see a real piece of history.
I think it's exciting to be here. It's kind of reverent. The fact that it still is a working church, there's a reverence to it, but it's also just kind of neat to be here.
It brings back a lot of memories. I went to school in a Catholic parochial school in Howells, Nebraska. and it was a big thing. We had Catholic nuns as teachers, and the fact that a Catholic was running for the presidency of the United States was pretty epic.
Now, all of the donations from the event Thursday will be given to the soup kitchen, which is attached to the church.
ABC 6 weather brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
All right, well, you're taking a look right now at Galveston, Texas, as we monitor Hurricane Francine heading towards the Gulf Coast. And meteorologist Christina Shalhoub is joining me here at the desk. Christina, what is it that we're looking at, and are we going to be seeing any of these impacts come our way?
So that's the good news here, is for the folks in southern New England, this storm is not a concern. However, we have a couple areas we're tracking in the tropics, and that's something that I do want to dig into a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just that time of year, you guys. You know, this is the peak of the hurricane season. Yesterday was the actual day. See? Look at that. There's the graphic to prove it. You see, we go up the mountain, and all of a sudden, September 10th hits, and that is the climatological peak of hurricane season. So, unfortunately, we've been looking out for this date for a while. Not to say that every single year happens just like this, but many of them do because of a number of factors, including the fact that we limit our Saharan dust layer and our water temperatures are awfully warm. Those warm waters, they're fuel for these tropical systems, including Hurricane Francine. It's a Category 1 storm right now, winds of 90 miles per hour, gusts up to 115 miles per hour. And let me tell you, this storm is going to make landfall in a matter of hours or even less. The center of the eye of the storm is about 45 miles or so off of the Louisiana coastline. It does look like it's going to make landfall again by the end of this evening. So we're going to keep a really close eye on this. And for those of you who have any friends and family in this area, please make sure you're giving them a call. Make sure they're heeding those local advisories, watches, and warnings, and make sure they do that even after the storm passes. So important when it comes to any debris and cleanup left over. Now, I also want to mention, we're going to track Francine as it moves inland, and something that a lot of people may not realize is hurricanes and tropical systems oftentimes don't just come with those coastal problems. They also come with tremendous amounts of moisture and severe weather inland. That's because as the storm hits the coastline, you're getting all of that friction of the wind of the storm hitting the land, and that friction creates something we call wind shear. It's the difference in wind speed and direction as you go up through the atmosphere. Fun fact, wind shear is a major ingredient in tornadoes. So moral of the story is, ready? Watch Francine continue the way north and east. The storm itself is weakening. It's not like we're looking at a hurricane anymore by the time this thing tracks into the mid-south, but it could be bringing some flooding conditions, really heavy rain, and severe weather as well into the end of the week. That means if maybe you have a late week trip to Memphis, for example, or even if you're heading to Little Rock, really stay tuned to the forecast and of course the travel advisories as well. All right, let's talk about what happens a little further out, because I mentioned there are multiple areas to track in the tropics. 2 waves as we look a little bit further south over the next 7 days that could develop into something, but I want to talk about this little lemon that is just off of the mid-Atlantic coastline right now. This area could develop into, again, something. It doesn't mean this is going to turn into a hurricane and all of a sudden we have a huge problem on our hands, but it does look like that there is enough oomph for this to become some sort of storm. Again, that's in the next 7 days, so we're going to keep a very close eye on that area. Anything we see next would be named Gordon. That's the G-named storm in the Atlantic Basin. All right, let's talk about things closer to home here and now, shall we? Satellite and radar. Nothing. There's really nothing to talk about except for, you see these couple of clouds here high in the atmosphere, but there is something else I want to track as we move through today and into tomorrow. We'll start with this. Easy day today, easy night tonight. 53 degrees, beautiful, calm, cool, and mostly clear. We get into tomorrow and we keep up that trend. Gorgeous day, 79 degrees. Hopefully you can enjoy it. Air quality right now in Providence is moderate, and this is what I'm tracking over the next couple of days because I do expect air quality to worsen before it gets better. We have wildfire smoke being carried by the jet stream, and by tomorrow and Friday, you might notice a bit of a haze in the sky. You really want to make sure you're staying careful if you have, let's say, any big issues like asthma, COPD, or even just super bad allergies. Might not be a bad idea for you to spend a little extra time inside. That said, that is literally the only problem that we have. It's absolutely gorgeous over these next couple of days. Plenty of sunshine, little rise in humidity toward the weekend, but that's about it. Enjoy.
All right, Christina, thank you. Love that report. Now it's time for our question of the day. What Boston sports team has the best logo? The Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, or the Patriots? You can scan the QR code that's on your screen right now to vote. We'd love to hear which one's your favorite. and happening across New England. Another university in New England releasing diversity statistics for the school's first incoming class since the Supreme Court's decision overturning affirmative action programs. According to Harvard University, the number of first-year black students enrolled this fall declined to 14% from 18% last year. You may remember Brown University's similar report just last week, with the largest drop seen among black students there too, from 15 to 9%. And a federal judge granted an injunction allowing 2 New Hampshire transgender girls to play on girls' sports teams. It comes after a state law banned that from happening. The judge says the law violates the students' Title IX rights and the right to equal protection. The injunction only applies to 2 students who sued over the law. If the state moves to challenge the injunction, lawyers say they'll ask a judge to officially secure the right to play for all transgender student athletes in the state. And still to come on ABC6 News First at 4. This North Dakota couple's love was written in the soybeans. We'll introduce you to the couple after a quick break. We'll be right back.
For Southern New England, Friday night means football, and that means Pick Six is back, covering all the hard-hitting action from the gridiron.
Delivering all the hottest highlights, big hits, and scores featuring our primetime matchup.
Watch Pick Six on ABC6 Friday nights at 11, brought to you by Bay Coast Bank.
Get inspired and revive any room in your home with trending pieces that fit your life. And now get up to 60 months no interest. We have your style at Jordan's.
Preparation, teamwork, fight. You'll find these words on bulletin boards, wristbands, and in locker rooms across Rhode Island and Massachusetts. At Bottaro Injury Lawyers, these are more than just words. They're the values that we use every day to help injured people rebuild their lives. And that's why, if you've been injured in a car crash, it's good to know Mike Bottaro. Call Bottaro Injury Lawyers, 777-7777.
Welcome to Home Outlet. What brings you in today?
For 3 days only, save 20% on your fall project. New Bedford, break up with your big box store today and join us for our grand reopening event to save 20%. September 12th through 14th. Save on quality kitchens, baths, floors, and more.
All in stock with hundreds more available and at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home Outlet is your home store.
Home Outlet, 100% employee owned.
Breathe new life into every room in your home with easy updates that fit your style. And now get up to 60 months no interest. We have your style at Jordan's.
Your morning starts here with the day's top headlines, breaking news, weather, and traffic, all in one place. Watch Good Morning Providence, weekdays 5 to 7 a.m.
Well, one North Dakota farmer decided getting down on one knee was kind of lame, so he proposed with soybeans. Justin Lehman planted soybeans to spell out "Marry Me." He says he used technology and precision planting to make sure the words came out correctly. Of course, the only way his future bride, Haley, could see the proposal was from above, so Lehman had his friend take him and Haley on an aerial crop tour. Haley saw the surprise message, and of course, as you can see, she said yes. Still to come on ABC6 News First at 4, Christina is back here with a look at your forecast.
After an accident, you expect the insurance company to pay what's rightfully fair. Oftentimes, that doesn't happen.
After my accident, I called D'Oliveira and Associates.
They got me more than I expected.
Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
John Cooper is Rhode Island's top asphalt paving company for good reason. This family business tackles every project with dedication and 25 years in the industry, offering quality paving services for homes and businesses alike. John himself will personally check on your project's progress from beginning to end, keeping your satisfaction a priority. You won't need to make a previous deposit, and you'll get a 1-year warranty included. Contact John Cooper Asphalt Paving and ask for a free estimate, or visit johncooperpaving.com.
Save big on furniture packed with innovative features during Raymore and Flanigan's Fall Sale. Unwind in luxury with up to $1,000 off sectionals and sofas with power recliner and headrest. And get up to $250 off recliners with power lift and heating options. Plus, save on items with amazing features like heated massage seats, cooling technology, USB charging, and more. Enjoy huge savings on pieces that blend comfort and technology during Raymore and Flanigan's Fall Sale.
Sheldon Whitehouse, a senator who listens, a Rhode Islander who cares. That's why Sheldon Whitehouse is fighting for an economy that works for the middle class again. He's standing up to Big Pharma and led the fight to cap the price of insulin. He blocked efforts to cut senior Social Security benefits and led the way for Medicare to negotiate lower drug prices. He's taking on big oil to stop their price gouging while protecting Rhode Island's precious coastline from climate change. He's protecting our freedoms and fighting those who want to ban abortion and making sure women have control over their own healthcare decisions. He's working to stop billionaires from paying lower tax rates than middle-class Rhode Islanders. And as big corporations post record profits, he's fighting to crack down on the price gouging and junk fees that are squeezing us. Sheldon Whitehouse, always fighting for us.
I'm Sheldon Whitehouse, and I approve this message.
You want a law firm that won't put up with the insurance company's games, delays, or lowball offers? Call a law firm with the experience and resources to get you all the money you deserve. Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
Hey, Christina.
Hey.
I feel like there's not much really to talk about because all you and Jeff have been saying is life is good, nothing really to report, which is such great news. We're not used to this, right?
I know. Honestly, it's been, listen, I'm just saying, not that I'm being lazy or anything like that, but it has been a joy in terms of doing the job. I mean,
Absolutely.
look, it's an easy job to do when you're talking about plenty of sunshine close to home, and that's what we're getting here. More on that in just a second, but I do want to make sure you guys are aware. Again, we're watching Hurricane Francine. This storm is so close to making landfall now. I think honestly within the next hour or two we will be right there. The reason I say that is because we judge landfall, generally speaking, from the center of the eye. There are some meteorologists who do it from the eye wall, but many in the field do it from the center of the eye, and we're about 42 miles from that point until this storm makes landfall, technically speaking, along the Louisiana coast. So again, if you have any friends and family in the area, please make sure you're giving them a call, making sure everyone is heeding those localized advisories even after the storm is through. And then, of course, here closer to home, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, because I'll tell you, Francine does not want to come anywhere near New England. That storm is steering clear, and we have a gorgeous forecast ahead. High pressure's in charge, and there's nothing but sun for the next week.
Oh, I love it. Francine, you can stay away, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's going to do it for ABC 6 News at 4. We'll be right back, coming up in 30 minutes.